I'm also issuing a new executive order around masks.
An adjustment, to say the least. And now my sleeping schedule's off. My waking schedule's off.
Open states back up for business is playing out in communities across the country.
I had these day-to-day episodes that was showing what I was working on a daily basis, and I found all this footage of, different video shoots we were working on, and just little interactions that I was able to have with my friends while we were out and about. And this one in particular really stuck out to me. So Snarklet picked me up. We were on our way to a comedy writing meeting, and the week prior, I felt like there was something I had to apologize for. I'm excited to be part of the new comedy writing group. It's actually nice to be a part of something that isn't like
that you're not
mine.
leading.
Yeah. And during the last meeting, I had to remember that kind of back off a little and let other people share.
I did notice that actually in the first just in the meetings anyway, it occurred to me you're very used to being in a leadership role.
Right.
Rather than in a passenger role.
Right. Yeah, no, it's a good reminder for me to be in the group as a peer,
I'm used to being a passenger and not used to directing, and so it makes me uncomfortable to direct, but I think it's important to know how to do that.
So today I'm going to work on still being more of a team player,
That's a good call, yeah.
What I really like about this moment is Snarklet is talking about not used to being a leader or driving a group, and I'm talking about how I'm not used to being a passenger. And in this moment, she is literally driving and I am literally a passenger. And the metaphor is so blatantly obvious, and yet neither of us caught on to it at the time.
Can I have right here?
I left my coffee at Denver Open Media. Do you mind if we just go back real quick?
We actually there's free coffee there.
Yeah, but I just poured a cup of coffee for myself.
Did you really?
Yeah.
And you just left it there steaming?
It's just it's like a special kind of coffee. So, you know what? I'll just lift back.
I'll see you in a little bit. Let's check and see if we're here. Let's check and see.
I noticed it right when I left Denver Open Media, but I didn't want to be rude, so I figured we would find the place, and then I would bring it up because I just didn't want to spoil the surprise of the key,
Well, and also it's good to say what you're feeling and not hide it.
Yes. So
will you check
should we get
side?
The coffee now?
No.
So a really big theme for me this year has been kind of just growing and expanding both creatively and technically. And I have also started making commercials and taking on commercial jobs outside of my regular job and outside of all the really late night stuff, day to day. And it's really been a challenge for me in the best way. And we had a shoot that was scheduled out weeks before the stay-at-home order kicked in. And it was cutting it a bit close, but being that we were outside and being that, we were keeping distance and everyone felt well, it did make me a little less anxious.
And then cut, and then we'll do one of me kneeling, putting it on my shoulders, standing, cut, and then locking.
Yeah, sounds good. Okay. But that anxiety was quickly replaced with the regular anxiety I get from being on a shoot. You can tell that I'm anxious on a shoot because I'm very quiet and I'm also not very receptive to jokes. And for someone like me who is oftentimes joking and very playful, I sometimes wonder if people are a little thrown off because I'm in focus mode. And, I try to keep it up, but I think it's just one of those things that I'm trying to learn. And also, the only thing I had to take, I had a bunch of disinfectant wipes, so I wiped down all the equipment, and I just decided to also wear one glove because one glove was all I had left. And we went into the mountains. They say you should never do a shoot with dogs or children, but this time Actually, the dog was really great. And you know what? I don't know if they make awards for dogs, but I feel like this dog definitely deserves one. So even though the stay-at-home order didn't go into effect yet, I still had 2 drone operators and 2 camera people drop out right before the shoot. And for good reason. At this point, none of us knew the extent of COVID-19, so it made sense to play it safe. But my friend Frank Guerrero came through operating the B cam and also a C cam, and he just has a really distinct style. You should check out some of Rock Art Productions. He makes really good stuff. Also, my longtime friend Nick Turner came through with the drone, and the shots that he got were just amazing. I feel like when we joke, we are trying to relate to it. Like we're even trying to relate to the virus to try to like understand it. And that's like actually like a really big part of like our human like experience, you know? And like, I don't know about you, but I've just been like so sensitive to like everything. Like since this has happened, like I just like, I can just like feel like so much stuff like so easily, like even right now, you know, like I didn't want this to like come out, and I just like I can't deal with like watching like all this like all these people having such a hard time, you know, and I still have to like work, and I'm still like hustling and trying to do what I'm doing, you know, and it's preposterous.
Yeah, it is. And like it's even more preposterous that like inequalities are so like highlighted now, like, or mortality and inequalities are just so, the contrast is so much more like stark, and it's like, and people who weren't really worried about their livelihood or their lives now are like, that's like a new variable. But like
Right.
for us to be like, for people to be making more money like on Bandcamp or something, or like having their art bought more now because people are like, well, I need to support local artists, like, or you know, people like drawing attention to like how people are treated in the ICE facilities, like the one in Aurora right now. Like,
Or people
I
in
mean,
jail.
where the fuck were you? Where were you like 6 months ago? You know?
Right.
And where was I 6 months ago? Like, what was I worried about? And so, yeah, it's like really heavy, and it makes a lot of sense that like, I mean, you know, I still like cry every day. I have like shit come up every day. Maybe not for me, but like this is not an easy time.
Yeah. Well, and it's hard too, because, you know, I want to be there for people as well. But also I feel like there's so many people that need me in all these places too, that I also feel like kind of drained, you know? And like, it's so hard to navigate because there's no like, thing that we've experienced like this before, you know?
Yeah. I feel a lot of shock, like, all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, shock and sadness, you know, like it's like the first stage of, like, our grief as, like, a collective.
Right.
We're all just, like, shocked by, like, new news and stuff, and, like, devastated by losses.
Yeah.
But it's like we're like all nowhere near accepting what's happening. Like, accepting what's happening is like a form of just survival at this point. It's not like true acceptance.
Right.
I don't know
Well,
about you. I've
and
been
that's
like
why-
getting it in waves.
Yeah. No, I mean, it varies, and I think for the first time in my like sobriety, I haven't been terribly excited about like waking up. It feels like the morning just comes and I'm not ready. Whereas before I was like excited to go to bed because I could wake up and keep working on my projects, and now it just feels like the morning is just like, I'm here, and I'm like, and then I'm like, all right, let's deal, and the days feel incredibly long, and then I fall asleep, and then it's back again, you know?
Yeah.
And
Have you seen anybody?
No, I mean, I have had a lot of contact with people online. And I guess I saw Jesse about a week ago because I had to take some equipment in. But I don't know about you, but I've also had just a lot of like stuff emerge. So I've actually been able to like reach out to people and kind of clear up some misunderstandings and kind of make some apologies and also like express like things that happened that weren't talked about. And like, to me, that is something that's completely outside of work. It's outside of comedy. It's outside of like, it's like a really big like spiritual thing almost, you know, to like, and I think just this chaotic interruption has made me rethink like what I need to like work on right now.